Hello everyone, welcome to this live stream. This is my very first stream on the Fenix A320. I have only done a single traffic pattern before, just to check it out, without any fiddling with the FMC or literally anything, just to get a very quick first impression at the aircraft. Apart from that, I'm Emmanuel, I'm a 737 pilot, and today, flying the A320. Let's see what's behind all the hype of the Fenix A320. Let's see if it can actually live up to what it promised. Today we have the VATSIM shuttle event between Frankfurt and Berlin, and we are going to fly just that route, Frankfurt to Berlin. Again, I have not studied any Fenix A320 documents or anything, even though I do have a little bit of flight sim Airbus experience from the past. A little bit. Well, a couple of years actually. Alright. So, I would have loved to study some documents before, but since I installed the aircraft I couldn't find any manuals. At least not for the 5 minutes I spent searching them. So, bear with me if I'm missing anything. And I'm very happy to read your tips in the comments as well. So somebody's asking already, is the Fenix or the PMDG better? Honestly, I can't tell that yet, but I am certain to do a video on it in a couple of weeks' time, probably, after I've got a little bit of experience on the Fenix. So, let's see. Flight, click to import from Simbrief. That sounds good already. Frankfurt to Berlin, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha. Yeah, that sounds about like it. Scheduled in 11 minutes. That's probably not gonna happen. Ground services. Do we need to do anything here? Guess we probably got to get some stairs. And open some doors. Ground power should be available. Very good. We don't need preconditioned air, but some cargo doors. Okay. That looks about right. Then let's see. I saw already that you can somehow see your flight plan in here? Yeah. So, click to import. That sounds good. So, let's see what we have here. Weather. Couple of SIGMETs. Yeah, it's not very good weather today. I flew today in Germany in real life, and believe me, it's not very good weather today. So, Frankfurt, forecast. Gust 40 knots. Thunderstorm rain. Okay. Well, so we're not going to come back to Frankfurt. Gust 30 knots at the moment. Lovely. Okay, Berlin. Fuel. Charlie Bravos. Forecasts. 21025. Gust 40. Thunderstorm rain. And prop 30 from 1800. Some squall lines. Gust 55. Okay. I see. I picked a lovely day for a first flight in the airplane. And I guess that means a lot of extra fuel. So, let's see. The Glasdorf 25 left transition is in already, so we're covered for that. Let's take 15 minutes of holding fuel due to the event, because this can be one of the busiest shuttles there are on VATSIM. And then, with the weather conditions like this, let's not bother with it. We'll take a ton of extra fuel. An hour of extra fuel. So an hour and 15 in total. Half an hour is 1 ton, so 2 tons and 2.5 tons of extra fuel. So planned at 5.3, let's make that 7.8, 7.9. Let's go with 8 tons. So mass and balance. Let's see, fuel capacity planned. We want to take... It is, that's an interesting way of putting it in. Okay. But we're always new for up for innovation. So, 8 tons planned. Okay. So let's see, if I just click load aircraft now, then... Yeah, real time sounds about right. Let's go with it. Okay, so now comes all the other stuff. How did this thing work again? No, I did actually prepare some flows of a real German A320 operator on my iPad. Unfortunately, copyrighted documents, so I can't share them with you. But I do have some real flows available over here, even though it's been quite a while since I used them. So, engine masters off, engine mode select the normal, weather radar, that's down here, both off. Landing gear lever down, wiper selectors, both off. Battery. So, on. Let's see what happens. External power if available, on. So, on. Come on, we'll start without the lights. So, APU fire, check test, APU start. No, we don't want the APU quite yet, but I guess we're gonna do the fire test anyway. So, for an interesting reason, it says air condition panel set next, but I guess that's probably for the APU bleed, in case we need some APU bleed air. Cockpit lights as required. Ecam recall, is it done yet? Nope, still working. And refueling, it seems. So what do we have here? Yeah, refueling. Okay, so recall. Normal. Okay. So ecam oxygen pressure. $1,800, regulator low pressure. Okay. Well, I don't know how to change it, so I guess we'll just accept it for now. Maybe it's still the Airbus starting up. I remember it takes a couple of minutes. So, let's see. Hydraulic quantity is all filled up. Engine oil quantity is also filled up. A little bit less on the left engine. Flaps, check position, so the lever is up and the indication is up. Speed brake lever, check retracted and disarmed. Yep, that's what it is. Park and brake on, it's on. Accumulator brake pressure check. That's that one, in the green. Okay, emergency equipment checked, rain repellent checked, CV panels checked. Are they simulated in the Fenix? Yeah, they are. At least I can click them. Let's see, is that working? Ah, no, that's just the jump seat. No, I can. Okay, that's interesting. That's pretty nice, actually. But not all of them, it seems. Okay, so it's actually worth checking if they are all in. That's pretty nice. Okay, so we got some of them here and some more of them up here. Easiest way to check if circuit breakers are pulled is usually just to have a look from pretty much a beam then, because then they easily stand out. Like, if I pull this now, then you can easily see the white down here. It's usually making it quite easy to check circuit breakers. Okay. I'm pleasantly surprised to see those working. Okay, so let's go ahead. Pilot flying flow. Overhead panel. All white lights extinguish. Well, that wasn't too hard. So recorder ground control on. CBR test. Oh, that worked. So, emergency evacuation, we'll put it on Captain and Purser. All IR mode selectors to nav. Oh, that's nice. The airplane got the old IRS panel. I was only used to the new panel from the Aerosoft and the FSLabs Airbus. First time I'm actually seeing those. And by the way, while I'm in this position, the textures here are looking pretty good on the push buttons. Okay, then it says refuel panel if required. Do we have the refuel panel in this aircraft? Doesn't look like it. In the FSLabs it used to be somewhere over here. Okay, then let's go ahead. Exterior lights set. Okay, so we need this and this. And I don't think any of the others yet. So, no smoking sign is going to go on auto. Seatbelts stay off. Emergency lights armed. The annunciator lights, we can check them. But they seem to go on all at the same time, did they? Because I remember in the FSLabs they came on like row by row in a very quick period of time. But no, here they're coming on all at the same time. Okay. Well, that's good enough, I suppose. So, pack flow, we're gonna put it to low, since we only have 141 passengers. I believe the value used to be somewhere a little bit higher, but it's been a while. And that is all checked as well. Let's see on the FCU then. I can hardly read anything. Seeing the analog standby instruments is something I'm really happy about, by the way. So, fuel on board 8 tons, that's good, so the fueling is done. So let's quickly check through the eCam, see if there's anything interesting on here. Why is this always going back to the door page when I'm using the all button? Didn't do that in the FSLabs. The FSLabs just went through all of them. Maybe difference in Airbus software versions? Either that or one of the two gotta be bugged. But I guess we're gonna learn about that eventually. Alright, what do we have on the TCAS here? I want it in the above position. Left, left, okay, that looks about right. No clue if you've got to do the trim check in the Airbus, but we're doing it in the Boeing. So they said the door can open. Let's see. It can. That's pretty nice. Let's have a quick look in the cabin then. Is there anything working on here? No. The textures aren't that great either on the flight attendant control panels. Well, overall looking here, that could have quite a bit higher resolution, I'd say. Can you arm and disarm the slides? No. Okay. Well, so all in all, I'd say the galley is definitely higher resolution than PMDG, but they got quite a way to go there. The cabin, yeah. Well, that is not exactly high resolution that we're seeing here on the overhead. Not exactly high resolution yet. Okay, well, let's have a more detailed look at the cabin in a later video. And let's just head back to the flight deck since we're running late already. Okay, so that's pretty much all of this stuff done. Then let's have a look at the really interesting thing now. That can only be the FMC. So database, I've just updated it. Enough accuracy upgraded. I guess that's because the IRS is still aligning. Position invalid. Okay, so be it. So let's see if this works in any way similar to the FSLabs. We go AOC menu, flight init data request. So some of you are probably going to laugh at me right now, because I'm actually pretty much finding my way through this as we speak. I know how it works on how it worked on the FSLabs Airbus, but I have no idea how it works in the Fenix. So let's see, flight info we have. How are we gonna load this into? Is it just pressing init request? That would probably be too easy. Yeah, seems like it. Active flight plan uplink. So we are the Charlie Fox Golf 5 Charlie Alpha. Cost index, what do we have? 20. We're going to flight level 330. Flight plan, departure, Frankfurt, 25 center it should be today. On a Tobac departure, so Tobac is going to be, it's usually the Mike departures in the medium jets in Frankfurt. So that makes it Tobac 7 Mike.
190 Frankfurt Tower, schönen guten Abend.
Ah. Ja.
Haben wir dann echt mal Takeoff, ich habe mich auch doppelt gehört.
One moment, quickly gonna change the frequencies here, because the default simulator frequency 12485 is actually a Frankfurt Tower frequency. So, silence. Okay, we're going to take this, and we're going to Berlin, and we have the ILS. I don't know, it could be both runways. Let's take 25 right for now, with the Klasdorf 25 right transition as well then. Okay, so then we've got 8 tons of fuel, and I'm not gonna enter the zero fuel weight right now, because I want to do the briefing first while we still have the tracks and distances and all the constraints shown on here. But what we can quickly do, fix info. We are going from Frankfurt to 5 center, and the EOSIT is 25 miles straight ahead, so let me just put this in. Of course, what we could also do is go to the secondary copy active. Then we'll do, how did you do this again? Frankfurt 25 center / 248 / 25. Nope. What's it doing now? It killed the departure airport. Okay. No, we'll just copy the active flight plan again. Let's put one more down. Yeah, that looks better. Can we link this up? No. Why can't we link them up? Well, that always used to work in the FSLabs. I don't know why it doesn't in the Fenix. So then, new destination, and for that we're going to go for the ILS 25 left if we have to come back. No star and no via. Okay. So that's our return, pretty much prepared. Can put the holding in. Oops. Now we can put the holding in. Alright. So that should be pretty much it. Winds, let's quickly request them as well. Okay, that's wind data ready. Quite a bit faster than in the FSLabs, but I am definitely not gonna complain about that. Alright, so let's see, what else can we do? We can get some weather information. So no, it's not in here, it's in here. ASC menu. Can we actually just request the ATIS? Let's see, weather, request, we want Frankfurt. I don't know if there's any way how to request the ATIS here, but doesn't matter, I guess we're gonna find out in a second. Even though this was just a meta request, so it's probably not gonna give us an ATIS. In the meantime, AOC menu, received messages, weather data. So Frankfurt 23018 gust 30, QNH 1012. So 1012, and let's also quickly mark the airfield elevation on here. So according to the comments, we can get the ATIS from the EFB. Then let's quickly see how to do that. Probably not on the performance tool, but let's just have a look anyway. So Frankfurt, runway 25 Senna, the surface condition, we'll take it wet. We don't want to sync it with any preliminary. Optimum force turbo, no, anti-ice, no, packs off, that's alright. Synchronize live weather. Okay, that's quite alright. Calculate. Invalid entries. Takeoff weight, okay, yeah. That is expected. Alright, so that's pretty much all we need over here. Then let's actually request our departure clearance. So that should be ATSU, AOC menu, ATC request, pre-departure clearance. We are on Victor 160-ish. ATIS ID. Yeah, well, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, because we want to get going eventually. Echo. And we sent the request to Frankfurt on VATSIM, of course. Alright, so send. So once the data is here, we should get a prompt on the engine warning display saying company message. Let's see if that's actually going to work in the Fenix or if they are using something different. Yeah, company message. Received messages, pre-departure clearance. Request received, stand by. Okay. In the meantime, let's have a quick look. Condition. 34 degrees on the flight deck and about 27-30 in the cabin. Well, if this was a 737, it would be 1,000 times warmer by now, with the sun shining on the airplane. But anyway, let's go ahead and start our APU. So nothing happening yet. Ah, flap open, and now here we go. Okay. In the meantime, let's have a quick look over our departure and see how this is actually working. So, we could go from pilot brief to the sim brief icon. I saw that earlier on. So is it doing anything? Yes. Please proceed to the Navigraph app. But nothing happens. Okay. Then we're gonna do it the old-fashioned style. We've detected you're trying to import a route from pilot brief. Yeah, confirmed. So, Frankfurt. Boarding complete. Okay. Departure. How can I pin them? Can I search somehow? Nope, doesn't look like it. We're looking for the Tobac 7 mic. Which is here. And I want to have that as a favorite. Okay, this is how to zoom. Perfect. Alright. So let's have a quick departure briefing then. We are going from Frankfurt to Berlin, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, flight level 330. We are parked at Victor 160, taxi out is straight ahead and then on to the left. The routing is the Tobac 7 mic departure, that is on a chart over here. It's on the runway track to 800 feet and there is a small note in there on the number 1, max 200 knots until Victor Foxtrot Mike. So we've got Victor Fox Mike, 200 knots. And then Delta Fox 999 is probably the initial turn. I think we have the non-RNAV chart here. Bear with me. Oh boy, this airport definitely has too many charts. Well, doesn't matter, let's get going. So, routing is via Nauheim, then a couple of waypoints to Roxab. Yeah, this looks pretty much like it does on the chart. Yeah, it does. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that. So, still no company message, so probably still no PDC. Let's check real quick. ATSU, AOC menu, received messages, no. Still no PDC. Then let's just call ground and ask for the clearance ourselves. Or delivery 1219er.
Thousands and knapp.
Jawohl, sehr korrekt. Two stations, understood, Lufthansa for push, confirm?
Also ich habe Pushback.
Ja, Lufthansa 9er Yankee. Jawohl, startup approved. Call apron on frequency 121.
Also Lufthansa Yankee distance Alpha 54 and call apron 12185.
Frankfurt delivery, hello, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha. Did you receive our PTC request?
Copy ATC clearance, information back on board, and Victor 170.
Right.
Was that like 3 stations again?
So the one asking for PDC is a bit problematic today. Seems like the hobby server is...
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, roger, no problem. In that case we're ready to copy clearance ourselves.
Yeah, first the 173 1-1.
Startup 118. Tschüss.
Juliet 684.
Debut is available for quite long enough.
Jawohl, call your back number 2 in sequence.
Lufthansa 1 Whiskey, Q requesting push and start.
First, Lufthansa 5 Alpha Whiskey. Startup approved. Contact apron on frequency 12185. Bye-bye.
118. Clearance information at home board.
Oh boy.
170.
Is there literally nobody listening out to the frequency before saying anything? This is like total chaos here.
Say 751, hello, number 3 in sequence, break, Lufthansa, hello, vorhin, clearen.
Delivery number from that seat.
By the way, in case anybody of you hears air traffic control and all the pilots constantly breaking up,
Startup approved, contact apron 12185, bye-bye.
I get the same on my side, so it's probably not something wrong with the stream. It's actually...
Lufthansa 5 Tango, startup approved, contact apron 12185, tschüss.
Lufthansa 5 Tango. 12185.
So someone's asking in the comments if this same frequency chaos happens in real life as well. No, absolutely not. In real life, ATC would just say, stop, and everybody be quiet.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, report ready to copy.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, ready to copy.
Jawohl, check Echo, cleared Berlin. Enter flight route, climb flight level 70, score 1000.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, flight route, climb flight level 70, squawk 1000, you broke up on the SID.
Pushback 7 Mike departure, sorry, the servers are a bit problematic today.
Pushback 7 Mike, thanks, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, and we are ready for startup in a minute.
Ja, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, startup approved for push, correction for taxi, then 12175, viel Spaß.
Startup approved, 1175, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, danke ebenso, tschüss.
Sure.
Okay. So, that part is done. Flight level 70 and Toback 7 Mike, squawk 1000. Alright, so, and we've got the load sheet here as well. So, then let's go for it. Gonna open this over here and this. Come on. Menu, ATSU. Menu, received messages, load sheet. Here we go. So, Frankfurt to Berlin, Delta Alpha India Charlie Echo, crew 2 and 4, 0 fuel weight, 56.0. That's 56.0 with a 0 fuel weight CG of 30.7. Going to close this. And that's giving me a takeoff weight of 63.8. And here's 63.8. Alright, we can accept that. The gross error check is passed. So then, let's go ahead real quick. Takeoff weight 63.8. And on the EFB, departure, we're looking for 63.8. And the CG, do we have a takeoff CG in here? Yes, we do, 28.7. 28.7. Okay. Calculate. Here we go. Flaps 2, trim 0, 66 degrees flex temperature. 2/down 0, 66, and the takeoff speeds 41, 41, 44. Alright, that's it. So that seems to be all the departure stuff done that we had to do. Then let's actually go ahead and run the before start checklist down to the line. Gear pins covers removed, signs on auto, ADIRS, nav, fuel quantity 7,980 kilograms, altimeters 1012. Reading 340. Thought I put them to sync. Well, doesn't matter. Okay, before start checks complete down to the line. Then, how do we get the cabin crew to arm the doors? The FSLabs, you could do it like this. Let's see if that works in the Fenix as well. Oh, doesn't quite seem like it. Okay, well, doesn't matter anyway. APU is online, we gotta remove the ground power. So, ground services. That's probably the right way. You can go, and everything's closed. Can we tell them to arm the slides somehow over here? No, I can't quite see a model on it, but doesn't matter. Okay, then. Let's quickly check what does the procedure look like.
Frankfurt from Mr. 741, ready to San Victor, welcome to
okay, that's not too hard. Beacon on, transponder to auto, trim is 0. Alright, so below the line, windows, doors. So we've got the red pin over here, we've got the red pin over there, and the slides are on. Hey, perfect. Close, beacon on, park and brake, set, before start checks complete, then let's start engine number 2.
Okay, it is 751, startup is approved, report ready for testing.
Startup approved, very important, let's protect the ejector 751.
So we've got N2, all pressure, N1,
Scandinavian 542, apron, hello, taxi via November 11, left on Lima, expect San Victor 112. Speed 542. Scandinavian 542, taxi November 11, left on Lima.
So, good start number 2, start 1. And 2, all pressure, and 1. Right, we've got 2 good starts, clear disconnect, clear signal on the left hand side, bye bye. So, flight control track. Slowly start remembering those Airbus procedures.
On November 5.
Very slowly.
Hi, Lufthansa 9 Yankee, contact apron 121.85.
So, after start checklist, anti-ice, off, ECAM status. Check, just the pack 2 that we turned off. And trim is 28.7% set and 0 after start checks complete. Frankfurt apron, hello, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, request taxi.
Hey, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, hold position, taxi out will be available in just 1 minute.
Hold position, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha.
Scanning at 542, Sun Victor 112, contact apron 121.85. Right.
In the meantime, we'll just quickly get our charts ready then. Should probably have done that before, but you guys know how this works. Parking east, parking west, that should be all we need.
Scanning at 540.
Can I close this somehow?
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha behind the Scandinavian 320 neo passing right to left on Lima taxi left Lima. So holding point runway 25 center.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha behind the Scandinavian, taxi left onto Lima, holding point 25 center. Okay, there is a Scandinavian there. Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, affirm. Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, affirm.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, roger, thank you.
Oh boy, he's going slow. Please don't tell me we have to go all the way to the runway behind him. But I have a feeling we do. Right, break off. Brake check. Pressure 0. Clear left. And clear right.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, hold short at Lima 6, contact apron 121.85, right?
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, hold Lima 6, 1185, bye. Okay, that's probably the next one. Whichly is it? No, that's in the middle between the terminals. Okay, even better.
Ryanair 28 Mike, runway 25 center, taxi via November 5, Lima, hold short of November 4.
25 center by November 5, Lima, hold short of November 4, Ryanair 2 Mike.
Apron hello, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, taxiing, hold short Lima 6.
Thank you.
Apron 121.950, Scandinavian 542.
Jet 2684, pushback approved, make it a longer pushback.
So Lima 6 is in the middle between the two buildings, I suppose. Yep. Apron hello, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha.
5 Charlie Alpha, hello, continue Lima, hold short November 5.
Lima, hold short November 5, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha. Okay, November 5.
Side Lima Charlie, send Alpha 38, ready pushing start.
Side Lima Charlie, apron.
Is where the Ryanair is coming out.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha at November 5, number 3 behind Ryanair and the Lufthansa outbound.
And November 5, number 3 behind the Ryanair and Lufthansa outbound, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha. Okay, that's the Ryanair.
Lufthansa 1568, taxi left into Lima, hold short of November 4.
It's interesting that we are number 3, despite them coming out, but, well, I suppose we're just gonna do it.
From the 5 Tango Tango, left into Lima, hold short November 4.
So, that's the Lufthansa.
Ryanair, contact apron 121-950.
121-950 to Volvo.
We can pre-select that as well. We're gonna get the same.
950.
12195, das sind das einfach das Flieg aus.
The 5 Charlie Alpha, apron 121-950.
Contact 5 Charlie Alpha, 121-950.
Skyline 542, continue via Lima to stand Victor 112.
Continue Lima and Victor 112, Scandinavia.
Apron hello, Contact 5 Charlie Alpha.
Contact 5 Charlie Alpha, France apron, hello, taxi via Lima, hold short of Lima 3.
Taxi Lima, hold Lima 3, Contact 5 Charlie Alpha. We're able Lima 6.
And 6 Yankee 84, contact tower 1.9, choose.
Okay, Lima 3, so full length it
And
is.
Ryanair 2 Bravo, Mike, taxi via Lima 3, contact tower 1.9, choose. Lufthansa 5 Alpha Whiskey, taxi via Lima, hold short of Lima 3, contact tower 1.9, choose.
So Lima 3 is over here, that one. But why is he sending everyone to Lima 3? I mean, they have like 4 intersections available here. Alright,
November 1.
anyway, let's do the before takeoff checklist down to the line. Flight controls, checked. Flaps,
2003,
2.
taxi via November 3, November 1.
Takeoff speeds, flags. We have flaps 2, 66 degrees, speeds 41, 41, 44, set. Ecam memo. Takeoff no blue. Before takeoff checks complete down to the line.
Contact 5 Charlie Alpha, contact tower 1.9, choose.
1.9, Contact 5 Charlie Alpha.
5 Alpha Whiskey, hello.
5 Hotel low, Contact 5 Charlie Alpha, able Lima 6.
Hello, Contact 5 Charlie Alpha, taxi Lima 6, hold short 25 center.
Lima 6, hold short 25 center, Contact 5 Charlie Alpha. So it does work. That should probably put us ahead of quite a couple of the other aircraft.
022 knots, runway 25 center, clear for takeoff.
25 clear takeoff. Good evening, Frankfurt, Langenräder, Lufthansa 215, passing 2500 feet, climb 7000.
Lufthansa 173, I say again, we are departing 321, line up 25 center behind.
Line up 25 center behind. Roger, good evening, Lufthansa 29 Foxtrot.
Still on tower.
Okay, all stations, there are severe problems with audio for VATSIM at the moment that leads to transmissions being heard on frequencies they're not supposed to be heard on. That's the same for all controllers. So all the guys you hear transmitting what seems to be the wrong frequency, they are transmitting on the right one.
Okay, that's interesting. So, according to the controller, there's currently some pretty severe problems going on with the audio for VATSIM system. That's quite a pity, actually.
Okay, 1952, United 5 Echo, hello, wind 290 degrees, 22 knots, runway 25 left, clear to land. 1 Whiskey Yankee identified, contact 120150, tschüss.
150, Yankee, bye.
Lufthansa 173, wind 290 degrees, 22 knots, 25 center, clear for takeoff.
Pass it all, performance gain starting 2000, to about 7 miles faster.
Lufthansa 9er Yankee behind 320, line up runway 25 center behind.
Behind 320, to line up and wait, Lufthansa 9er Yankee.
Alright, so, well, we are definitely going to wait for quite a while here, waiting for some other aircraft. Let's go about some quick feedback of my first impression of the Fenix A320. So, my first opinion. The model looks pretty good. I would say that's about similar to the PMDG model. I can't quite decide yet which one I like better and which one I like worse. In terms of the system, it's pretty hard to say. I mean, they are pretty much what I would expect them to be, seeing all the hype Fenix did. But then again, the systems are just bought in from another developer. So, with that said, for the systems, I'm actually not going to give Fenix a lot of credit for the aircraft systems because they are bought in. So, the system integration, however, that Fenix did with the aircraft seems to be pretty good. I mean, seems to me like most stuff is pretty similar to what it's supposed to be. Then let's talk about sounds. To be honest, I've flown the FSLabs Airbus before for quite a while, and the FSLabs... Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, read you 3 or 2, depending on if anybody is talking over you.
5 Charlie Alpha, behind the Lufthansa passing you now, line up 25 center behind.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, behind the Lufthansa lineup from a 25 center behind. Okay, so that's him now. Pretty hot, we're gonna...
3 and hold short of 25 center.
Let's see if the weather radar is doing anything, but I don't think so. PWS, okay. Not modeled at all the button.
Contact 120150.
120-150,
Ebenso.
Getting power, this is my 3, holding short.
I'm going to continue the feedback once we are reaching the cruise level. And someone's asking in the comments if the systems are from ProSim. Yes, they are. As far as I'm aware.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, wind 290, 22 knots, 25 center, cleared for takeoff.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, 25 center, clear takeoff. Below the line, packs off, runway, 25 center confirmed. Before takeoff checks complete.
25 center is on correct view, breaking up.
Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust.
Crossing left to right, then taxi Lima 1.
Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. 100 knots. B1, rotate. Oh, that weather is definitely not making it very easy.
To all stations again, there are severe problems with the audio system of VATSIM at the moment, so you hear a whole bunch of guys talking over you because they are on different frequencies and they can't hear you. The frequencies get messed up in audio for VATSIM, so bear with us please.
Okay.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha identified, 120150.
120150, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha. Okay, climb thrust set, flaps 1.
Lima 1, hold short 25 center.
Lima 1, hold short.
And flaps up. On radar low, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, 2500, climb level 70, tow box 7 Mike. Climb at level 130, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha. Set, 130 checked. Okay, that's interesting. I retracted the flaps despite the speed limit still being below the green dot, but for some reason it's maintaining the speed limit. It should accelerate to the green dot speed and not maintain it. Anyway, flaps up, no lights. Set standard. Passing 45, climb 130 after takeoff checklist. What's the thing now? Packs off. Okay, yeah, we definitely should have put them on. Not used to departing with the packs off anymore since I'm mainly flying the 737. Okay, so after takeoff checks, landing gear up, flaps retracted, packs on, altimeter standard, after takeoff checks complete. Well, that's quite a speed at which the nose is just coming down. That would have thrown the passengers into the seat belts. You're not supposed to do it that aggressively. Let's put some more lights on while we can. By the way, why is the emergency cancel button so bright? That just really hit my eyes there. Not supposed to be that bright, is it?
FSLabs are connected again, 14725.
14725, Connor 5, Charlie Alpha, ciao.
Lufthansa 98.
Lang, schönen guten Abend, Connor 5, Charlie Alpha, Level 113, climb 130. Connor 5 Charlie Alpha, climb level 240. Okay, so just that you know what happened, he replied via text, probably voice problems again. Set, 240 checked, cross climb, climb. So, some people in the comments asking for wing views and stuff. That's gonna come when we're in cruise, okay?
Lufthansa 9 Yankee, proceed direction up to.
Ew, this is looking fancy. So the sun shield's actually doing something. Look how bright the cockpit became all of a sudden. That is pretty nice to see. And for those of you asking in the comments about my graphics settings, I've posted them in the community tab on my channel, so you can see them over there.
Jet 2 for Yankee, direct Kirax, cleared Kirax 3 Alpha arrival. Proceed direct correct, clear for the correct 3 Alpha arrival to Jet 2 for Yankee.
So, can I operate the windshield or the sunshade here somehow? Probably cannot because the EFB is in the way. Yeah, seems like it.
Lufthansa 930, connect.
Alright, we're gonna survive that. Alright, so, my opinion on the A320 so far. For the systems, again, they are ProSim. So, if you've seen a ProSim A320 systems review, then you know what to expect with the Fenix. What's somehow hitting me is that things seem to be a little out of the out of proportion when I'm looking at the displays here. Like, looking at this, it seems that the numbers seem to be quite big, like here on the altimeter or the Mach number down here. And that doesn't seem quite right, at least not after I got used to the FSLabs A320 PFD, which seemed to have better proportion. So...
Condor 5 Charlie
Oh, that's it.
134.075 strong.
134075, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, ciao.
Landräder, guten Abend.
Langrada, hello, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, level 207, climbing 240 in Montesca.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, rein hallo, climb to 990.
Climb 290, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, confirm your CPDLC lock on.
Echo Delta Uniform Whiskey, but CPDLC, hope he is walking tonight.
Echo Delta Uniform Whiskey, we'll just give it a try, see what happens. Okay, so ATC menu, connection, notification, Echo Delta Uniform Whiskey. Let's see, notify. EDUV notifying.
75, 55, 4 kilo. Maintain.
By the way, very nice to see that from the comments apparently Fenix is going to fix the incorrect fonts on the displays. That's really appreciated. So then how do I like LNAV and VNAV? Well, NavMill seems to do quite a good job of tracking so far. Not that it had a lot to do quite yet. And climb mode, it pitched down quite aggressively after takeoff. That would have thrown passengers into their seatbelts. So let's see some more before starting to build an opinion on it, shall we? Apart from that, the sounds are something that I'm not 100% happy with. The FSLabs sounded better. It sounded quite a lot better. And I did in the past have a jump seat ride on the real A320, so I had an impression at least of what it sounds like, even though I'm sure that if you do it every day you get a much better view on it. But at least from what I have heard there, it sounded quite a bit different, like a little bit, quite some more bass, but also the proportion of the engine sound isn't that loud, the wind sound louder and stuff like that, so that seems a little strange. So, I don't know, maybe the sounds is something that Fenix can still work on. Then again, something to keep in mind, the Fenix is like 50 pounds. When I bought it, that converted into 60 euros. So that's quite a bit below what, for example, Leonardo is charging for the Mad Dog, or what PMDG is charging for the 737. So I guess there have to be some drawbacks as well from in between the Fenix and the PMDG. So that's probably expected that it will not be as good in every single aspect.
Good evening, Channel 7 Alpha Tango with you, flight number 370.
So someone's saying there in the comments, I don't seem very enthusiastic, by the way. And someone else is saying I'm German. That's what we sound like. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. But Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, direct tarmap. Okay, direct to tarmap insert
575,
nav. Okay, so yeah, someone's saying I'm not sounding very enthusiastic. So let's put it in an honest way. The Fenix has been hyped a lot. And if I'm totally fair, it seems that it was overhyped. It seems to be a very nice aircraft, but for now, I can't say like I'm totally thrilled about it. Like, I wouldn't say that it is like the best airplane ever or something. It just seems like another Airbus to me. It's pretty hard to put this into proper words because it is a good aircraft. At least from my very first impression it seems to be. But I'm not so overly I'm just not so overly thrilled with it like I was, for example, with the Cessna 414 or like I was with the 737. So all in all, what I see so far is like, yeah, Fenix definitely did a decent job, most certainly for the money. It's a very, very good airplane. But then again, I feel like it's not that special. It's just another Airbus. That's what it seems like to me for now. So in the comments, Martin is saying, how much of it has to do with the fact that I prefer Boeing over Airbus? The honest answer with that is, I don't prefer Boeing over Airbus. To be honest, I think that if I had the chance to fly an Airbus in real life, then I would probably prefer the Airbus over the Boeing. And if you're wondering why, that's it. In terms of systems and everything, I don't think either is better. Like, the Airbus got a nice avionics suit, the Boeing got a nice avionics suit, and it's just... both are very nice aircraft in terms of what they offer system-wise. But I think the Airbus is a little bit more comfy as a working place. So that's why, if you ask me, I haven't flown an actual Airbus as a pilot yet. But I think it would probably be my preferred workplace over the Boeing. So someone else is saying in the comments, like, the problem is streamers like, not gonna say anything bad about a fellow streamer, will say anything to guarantee more freebies. And G-Driver, however, is honest. Yeah, that might... I don't know if it has an influence, but when the Fenix actually came out to the streamers, I sent him a message as well, and I wasn't even replied to. So I have actually bought it with my own money. Now, I'm not going to blame Fenix for that. I'm still pretty new in the business, and I don't have like a huge audience like the 90,000 subscribers or what Chewy has, I believe. So I can understand that they didn't reply to me, and that doesn't influence my opinion about the airplane. But it's just to say that, yeah, maybe some other streamers are very positive about it because they got it for free.
Good evening,
I certainly didn't.
Flight level 360 over
didn't get it for free.
And the 5771 identified to the Chile Impact 3 Bravo.
Impact 3 Bravo.
Someone else is saying in the comments, he owns both the PMG and the Fenix, and it's hard to get excited over two planes we've had for many years in different simulators, in different forms or shapes. Yeah, that might definitely also have an influence. Like, I haven't counted how many Airbus hours I've flown in the flight simulator, but it's certainly 4 digits. And yeah, that may be as well why I'm saying, like, it feels like just another Airbus. So don't get me wrong, system-wise, it seems to be a pretty good airplane. And in terms of how they integrate into the simulator, I'll just have to do more flights with it to find out.
Jet 286 question to FRA, runway level 25, climb level 350. Get in for 9 Charlie, be back, be disregard unable. Okay.
Oh, by the way, stand by altimeter can go to standard as well. So let's see then what the destination is gonna look like.
Cockpit 66, descent for level 310.
And yeah,
133,575.
133,575, corner 5, Charlie Alpha, ciao.
Fokker 152, og før lægge til Searching Commentary.
München, schönen guten Abend, Condor 5, Charlie Alpha, Level 290 in Montamap.
Airbus Condor 5, Charlie Alpha in radar contact. 290 final today, direct Rudak.
290 final, direct Rudak, Condor 5, Charlie Alpha. Okay, so 290, direct to
Yeah, good evening, Charlie.
Rudak, insert.
This is 46 Charlie Servo, clearance via taxi at own discretion, call me ready at the holding point. Clearance via taxi, copy at taxi own discretion, calling me ready with 46 Charlie. Lufthansa 6263, descent level 220. Lufthansa 6263.
Right, so,
descent level 200.
I want to get some data here.
Jet 54 kilo, descent level 200, maintain 280 knots exactly.
Received messages, weather data.
Jet
So,
54 kilo, descent flight level 200, maintain 280
balloon
knots
is reporting 160 at 5, 10 kilometers in light showers of rain, scattered 5000 CV, 23 degrees, 1011, tempo thunderstorm rain. Okay, so that's probably what is coming right across, so probably runway 25. We can pre-select this 1011.
Lufthansa 2014, descent level 220. Descent 220.
Alright, quick thing before we actually start going on with this is I promised you a look into the cabin and the wing view. So let's do that real quick, shall we?
Lufthansa 4 Papa November, Servus, radar contact. Lufthansa 29 Foxtrot, contact Bremen 123225, bye-bye.
Lufthansa 29 Foxtrot, Bremen 123225, goodbye.
This sound is interesting. It's very bass heavy, but I don't hear anything on the winds. I've flown on the A320 as a passenger just about 2 weeks ago, and I could hear a lot more winds, and not just the engine sound, and also a lot more rumble. Like, this seems to be quite a bit different. Let's go to the very end of the cabin, because that's where usually you hear most of the rumble.
Not in my airspace, Unicom.
By the way, what is this on the windows? That looks interesting. Ah, it's probably the heated air of the engines, but
2127, Servo,
I've never seen that from the cabin yet.
Right.
Alright, yeah. Looks nice. Can we move the tables?
Jet
No.
54 kilo,
Okay.
contact Bremen 123225, bye-bye.
Yeah. You kind of hear the engines. The sound goes in the right direction, but it doesn't quite feel like what I remember from my last Airbus flight as a passenger, where I also sat in the last row. So
Flight level 200, Lufthansa 320.
I don't know, I'm not 100% happy with those cabin sounds. It just doesn't... I don't know. It misses something. But I have that feeling with the overall sounds in the Phoenix. Maybe I'm just still too spoiled from the fly-by-wire Airbus. Sorry, from the FlightSim-Labs Airbus. Because the FlightSim-Labs just had an awesome sound system. So probably I just need to do some more flights with this to get to know it a little bit better. And then we'll see. So I'm going to do a more extensive review of the Fenix Airbus as I've collected some more hours on it. That much I can promise you already. Okay, so
level 200.
Let's try to convince this airplane of something decent for the arrival.
Lufthansa 2014, contact Langen 124.
I believe they usually want you at level 150 overhead Glasdorf. How do you enter that again, the Airbus?
127 direct Delta
minus?
Papa
I think it was.
Yeah, disregard 666.
So what did it put in? Yeah, that looks about right.
Delta Papa 464, Goxley 1.
Let's see what that's doing to the top of descent. 50 miles. Alright, sounds quite about right.
Lufthansa 320, contact.
Let's quickly get the ATIS as I still have not quite found out how to do it. So it's ILS 25 left and right, parallel dependent approaches in progress, transition level 701707 at 7. Let's enter this as we go along.
070.
Yep, can't enter Boeing language.
Correction, contact Ryan 134075.
Temperature is 22 and 1011.
Air Berlin 2127 due to airspace, climb level 210. Contour 5 Charlie Alpha, descent level 200, reach 10 miles inbound Rudak.
Contour 5 Charlie Alpha, descent level 200, 10 miles inbound Rudak.
Go ahead.
Right, down we go.
We have step descent, Onyx, flight level 310. You want us to descend or you like us to take 350 instead?
I don't need it. If you don't want to fly it, I can remove it from your flight plan.
That's very nice, just remove it, we say 350.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought you could always insert these without problems, but let's do it that way then. Looks right.
Airbus KLM 65 square back in radar contact.
Why is it turning off track now? I've just inserted a place bearing waypoint. Sorry, a place distance waypoint. That should have been a long track. Why is it saying I'm half a mile to the right now? That's interesting. It definitely should not do that. It should have stayed right on track. Is it really trying to? Yeah, it is. No idea why it's doing that, but that seems odd to me. Like, this type of entry in the FMC should never cause the airplane to do these kind of things.
Radar contact, proceed direct to Rudak 310 knots operator.
Alright, so
Lufthansa 5 Alpha Whiskey, say indicated airspeed. Roger, maintain 290 knots, 66.
290,
Lufthansa 4 Papa November, descend level 220.
yeah, hold on, we're not gonna put a 4-mile ring, we'll do it the Airbus SLP way.
Southwest 555, contact Warsaw 12545, goodbye.
So, Berlin 25 right, we'll put that in here as well. This is in... We're still missing the minimums over here. Let's get some charts. And let's actually get back by DFB.
Lufthansa 4 Papa November, contact Langen 124725, goodbye.
2475.
Contact 5 Charlie Alpha, contact Bremen 123225,
123, 225, counter 5, Charlie Alpha, cheers.
LM 65 Quebec, contact Riemann 123, 225, goodbye.
That's interesting. I'm trying to change the frequency, but the click spot doesn't seem aligned very well.
For contact 133, 175, get on surface FRA.
And we should have put this in, as ATC told us. Yeah, insert. Now let's see how high we are on profile. Still low. Okay. Bremen, schon guten Abend, Condor 5, Charlie Alpha, level 258, descending 200, level 10 miles before Rudak. Speed 250, Condor 5, Charlie Alpha. Alright, so what do I want to do? Exactly, find some charts. So we'll take this. We'll take... No, not that. But this. And then we need some approach charts as well. So let's see. ILS 25 left, ILS 25 right. Because it might be decided just on very short notice which arrival we're actually gonna get. So we're playing 25 right for now, that should hopefully be the shorter one. And we'll see on short notice what we're going to get. So 354 is the minimums. And let's do a config 3 landing. Plus the runway is more than long enough. So, that's about it. Condor 5, Charlie Alpha, just confirm the restriction 10 miles prior of Rudak is lifted.
Condor 5, Charlie Alpha, expect level 1.
Condor 5, Charlie Alpha, descent level 120, expect at Kilo Lima Foxtrot. Okay, that's 120. Let's put that in as well.
300, 870 Mike.
So how low are we? 1,200. Okay, in that case, we'll just do this again. Descent. So just while I'm reading through some of the comments again, as you are discussing right now, the Fenix is a very good airplane, so don't just say that because I'm saying it's not perfect, that it would be bullshit or something, because it absolutely isn't. I would say it is a good A320 simulation. Most definitely better than some of the stuff we've seen back in the FSX or P3D days. And I do agree though that it's been hyped a little bit too much. Like, it isn't the very best of all add-ons, or... On the 645, Condor 5, Charlie Alpha, cheers. Like, it isn't the very best of everything and nothing could beat it. Like, it's very good. It is very good. But it's not perfect. but honestly, nothing is perfect. If I wanted to, I could tell you 20 bucks in the PMDG 737 straight away. Just like after a short while, I'll probably be able to do the same in the Phoenix. So it's good.
I call you back 1 by 1. Lufthansa 194 now, turn right, heading 340.
And someone is asking, is it better than the fly-by-wire A320 freeware? Well, I haven't flown the fly-by-wire too much, so yeah, I can't quite comment on it. But seeing that it has the ProSim avionics and seeing that it's professional development team behind it, then I would expect it to be better than the fly-by-wire. And I would expect it to be a lot better than the fly-by-wire, which doesn't mean that the fly-by-wire is bad in any way. And now somebody's asking me about my opinion of trains. Well, I like trains. And I hope you know that meme. Lima low, corner 5, Charlie Alpha, descending level 120, level at Kilo Lima Foxtrot. Lufthansa? No, we're not gonna respond to that. We'll wait for him to call us a Condor.
Condor 5, Charlie Alpha, hold over class.
That sounds better. Condor 5, Charlie Alpha, hold over Glasdorf is published. Okay, well, that was not quite what I wanted to hear, but I guess we have no choice then. So let's see, 020, right and turns, minimum 4,000 and 1 minute lag time. So we gotta see the hold function as well. So, we've got 020 inbound. Right hand turns and 1 minute lag time. Insert. So that looks like a holding and a holding entry.
Lufthansa 934, turn right heading 12, action turn right heading 090. Lufthansa 194, turn right heading 01, turn right heading 102. Right 100, Lufthansa 194. Lufthansa 294, turn right heading 2.
Okay, and we've got a company message there. Let's see what that is. Condor operations. So, send ADC for 29 minutes, see ADC delay card on company tablet and allocate as per OMB. Sign free text as applicable. They are just looking for a delay explanation. We're gonna write that when we're on the ground. They'll have to live with it for now. By the way, can I get rid of the second DFB here? Yeah, that's nice. And I guess we don't need this anymore either. So, still 6 tons of fuel, that's gonna give us like 2 hours of holding. So, set hold speed. Yeah, we'll just put it to managed.
Lufthansa 194 now, descend 5 special 4,000 feet, QNH 1011.
More drag. Okay, Airbus, you can have that. Let's see how good the speed brake's actually gonna be. If we put it to full speed brake, we should get half spoiler deployment with the autopilot engaged in the A320. Yeah, it's doing the spoilers now. Little bit of a difference there, but doesn't seem like the spoilers are very effective in this airplane. Right, joining the holding. Let's put the TCAS below, see what that's looking like. And yes, minus 1000.
Direct 1.1 to 5 over trouble 5.
Still saying speed brake. Why?
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, interval flight level 100.
Under 5 Charlie Alpha, descent flight level 100.
Alpha due to runway minus 5 feet.
So I was asked how I like the navigation mode earlier on, and I gotta say that right now it's following the holding entry pretty much spot on. So the nav mode seems to be pretty good.
Turn right, 070.
Speed brakes extended. Why?
Stop, then flight level 70 on the flight left, turn right, 5. Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, turn right, heading 360.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, turn right, heading 360. Oh boy, those engines went up pretty darn quickly. I'm fairly sure they should not be able to do that. So, maintaining 100. I've got to say something though. It is maintaining level 200, so that's better than the PMDG. So probably we should show the PMDG developers that this thing can actually maintain a flight level in a turn. Maybe they are going to catch up someday. At least I hope they do.
Taking to 5 right, and we are currently speed to the Frankfurt. Yankee, turn right, heading 48,
Right, still 50, center make 25 left, escape.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, speed.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, speed 220 knots. Okay, weather doesn't seem to be too much of an issue, so let's put the train display on. Let's see if we can clean this flight plan up, like, properly. We just keep deleting the from waypoint. Like this, then we should have something halfway decent here. 5 Charlie Alpha, expect 25 left, 5,000 feet, 1011. Okay, set. That's 5,000 checked, set altimeter 1011, passing 98, descending 5,000, no flags. And standby set. So seatbelts are on, that's set. LS 21.5 can go. Can crew 10 minutes to landing. And that's the 10 checks complete. So now 25 left they said. Let's change that real quick then.
Putting left, G60 left side.
So ILS 25 left, we're gonna take it from Novaya. It's gonna be radar vectors anyway.
Being a good evening, join you to welcome like as much as I want to do. Computer, I still have a look. Picture 2, 5, last 19, Virginia, 240, I need to go 1. 5 kilo, 25,
Right turning 32, there was a flight vector.
Set target 100 to go 1.
Gonna 5 Charlie Alpha, right 070.
Speed 240 not descent flight level 70. 5 kilo, contact director 115. One 85 for clear, thank you, bye. Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, contact director
121-125 with a full story of my life. Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, bye. One to go.
Say again?
Lufthansa 205 to the provisional approach, runway 2 Bildung.
Director low, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha.
Left is on 0, by left and with the glide.
Yeah, he seems quite busy for now.
Lufthansa 2 Foxtrot Tower 118 decimal 210 for Luton.
On a 5 Charlie Alpha, descend 4,000 feet. Set, 4,000 check. On a 5 Charlie Alpha, left 350. So, minimums 2 left quickly. Still gotta set that. I think I forgot about it earlier. 349. On a 5 Charlie Alpha, continue left 330. Good, that wasn't interesting. Now here we go. 330. On a 5 Charlie Alpha, 200. Nope, you are not going to do that. Approach phase. Okay, flaps 1. On a 5 Charlie Alpha, left 270, clear to LS, 25 left. Okay, 270, and the speed 200 he said, so... Here we are. And quickly direct to... 170 until 5, kind of 5 Charlie Alpha. Speed managed, so radial in, insert, and approach armed, autopilot 1 and 2. Flaps 5, sorry, flaps 2, Airbus. And here we go. Kind of 5 Charlie Alpha, increasing 180 until 6, 1188. Okay, that's certainly very harsh reaction of the auto throttle there. It's going like 80 something percent, and it's really increasing the speed so incredibly quickly. For passenger comfort, that would be hell. And I seriously hope the real Airbus is not doing that. At least I have never heard it doing that when I flew as a passenger, for whatever that's worth.
Papa behind traffic, I haven't waited number 5 seconds behind. Behind my next traffic, I'm waiting now. Yes, 717, welcome to Berlin, contact on 117, bye bye. 117 steht auf, das ist first.
Bauruine Tower, schönen guten Abend, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, die linke.
Charlie Alpha, Berlin Tower, hallo, number 3.
Why is the glide slope coming in so incredibly slow? I mean, we are 14 miles out, it should go quite a bit faster. At least normally it should.
540, Hales runway 255. 54 Kilo, Berlin Tower, hallo. Meine Charlie Kilo wind, plus release 8 knots, runway 25, right here for takeoff.
Okay, glide slope capture. Missed approach altitude. Initially 3,000 feet. Set.
Welcome to Berlin, contact on 1217, bye bye.
Lufthansa 2 on a hotspot, contact ground 1 left 1
Alpha, welcome to Berlin, contact ground 1217 dabei.
Sorry to ask, but should we continue moving short at my gate? 5.
Yes, indeed. So the one with Yankee winds with the biggest 8 knots, number 25 left to clear the land.
2 left to land.
35721 behind next arriving Lufthansa Airbus A320 runway weight number 25 left behind.
Behind the next arrival, which is the Lufthansa A320, the 13 takeoff from 5 left. 5 left.
721, yeah, just line up the base, not takeoff.
Okay, we'll line up.
Wing 7 Mike Lima.
Okay, so let's see how this thing hand flies.
2,500.
Check. So my normal auto throttle disconnect button is not working. Well, let's do it that way then. Is the autopilot disconnect working? No. No. Okay, no. Well, then we gotta do it this way, which is not the correct way to disconnect an autopilot.
535 Berlin Tower, hello, behind next arriving, wing Airbus S20, then weight number 25 right.
Okay, 6 miles, we can start reducing our speed. That speed is coming back really quickly. In the FSLabs it took ages for the speed to bleed off. Why is it going so quick over here? Well, let's make it a little bit quicker even. Gear down, flap 3. Right.
Lined up on runway 5.
Line checklist. Landing it down through green. Eco memo. Landing no blue.
Clear for takeoff. Whoa. Clear for takeoff runway 25.
Complete.
5721.
So I'm in flap 3 and I need only about 2.5 degrees of pitch. What I remember from the FSLabs Airbus is that you need more than 5 degrees.
Condor Airbus S20, 2 miles
1,000.
Checked. So I'm not sure if those pitch values are correct here. Certainly looks like they are not. Judging by the numbers, this looks more like the PMDG 737. Especially using flap 3 for the landing here and not flap full.
535 wind with degrees 8 knots, number 25 right, clear to takeoff.
So, are we gonna get a clearance or not?
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha wind with degrees 8 knots, number 25 left, clear to land.
Condor 5 Charlie Alpha, 25 left, clear land. Okay, here we go.
Wing 7 Mike Lima, welcome to Berlin, contact ground 1217 dabei.
$100 above.
Checked.
200.
What's the glide
Minimum.
here? Continue. On the puppies.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5. Retard.
And here we are.
Retard. Retard.
Yeah, wherever it's saying retard, my thrust levers should be in idle.
Retard. 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 Retard.
Come on, Airbus. I know what you think of me, but...
Retard. 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 Retard.
Hello, you're in reverse thrust. You can
Retard. Retard.
start shutting up now.
Retard. 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 Retard.
Come on, Airbus! What have I done to you? It's insulting me. It calls me a retard. Is that like a special feature of Phoenix when somebody is not constantly praising their aircraft?
Retard.
117 Condor 5 Charlie Alpha. Do we have to live with this now for the rest of the taxi? Come on, can we make you shut up somehow? Like this? Maybe like this? Control Condor 5 Charlie Alpha. Condor 5 Charlie Alpha Alpha Victor 1. Okay, so Alpha's the first to the right. Come on, Airbus. Nope, not even going to Toga helps it. I guess we've somehow managed to mess it up. I've got no idea what's causing this now. Okay, someone says engage the auto throttle back to climb for a short while. Nope, that's not helping it either.
Easy 54 Kilo going down, good evening, taxi via Delta, Victor 3, hold short entry north.
Delta, Victor 3 and hold short entry north for
Okay, let's start the APU and shut down an engine. Maybe it somehow helps the logic.
This is the Rowan turning ground, good evening. Taxi going on runway 25 left intersection Mike 7 via Victor 2 Mike 7.
So somebody suggested pulling the GPWS button to fix this, but as far as I can see, that is not working. Or is it insulting me because I still have the weather radar on? Nope, doesn't seem like it. Monitor 1285, Condor 5 Charlie Alpha.
Austrian 7 Alpha Romeo, confirmation,
Somebody says muting the simulator can help. Yeah, let's give that a try. Nope. So there's Victor 1 to the left there. Okay, we've got the...
retard, 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 retard,
Bravo 16, Victor 1, Condor 5, Charlie Alpha.
retard, 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 retard.
Okay, so where's Bravo 16?
Retard, 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 retard.
Pretty much the first to the right there. Okay.
Retard, retard.
We can do that.
Retard, 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 retard.
Come on, Airbus, I've had it.
Retard, retard,
I know you don't like me now.
Retard, 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 retard.
Okay, just gonna take a small shortcut here, because I don't know where this light is coming from. Just in case there is a user standing there somewhere.
Retard, 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 retard.
Right, here we are.
Retard,
so, that APU is working. Let's see, no engines. Come on, Airbus.
Retard, 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 retard.
Come on, Airbus, you don't have engines anymore. You can't scream at me.
Retard, retard, retard.
Oh, external power is available, very good.
Retard, 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 retard.
And the engines are below 20%. Beacon light off. Okay, so some more suggestions how to get rid of this retard. Somebody says just go to the cabin. So let's do that.
Retard, 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 retard.
Yeah, come on. Come on. Silence. That's nice.
Echo Ultra of Bravo is standing for Mike.
But no, it's still complaining when we're getting back. Okay. Airbus, you've insulted me enough for today. I'm just gonna shut you down now.
Retard, 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 retard,
Power off.
retard, retard, retard.
It's still screaming at me.
Retard, retard.
Come on, I've taken away your power.
Retard, 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 retard.
Okay, this thing really hates me.
Retard, retard, retard.
Do we have a cabin service? A ground service switch anywhere? No, doesn't seem like it. Alright. Well, then this has to do. Alright, so. Yeah. So, we are just gonna stay here now. On the outside view. So, what's my feedback on my very first flight with the Phoenix? Give me 30 seconds to think about it before I say something straight away. So, my first impression on the Fenix A320. It is a great airplane. The value for money is excellent. Like £50 for this airplane, including taxes, give you about 60 euros at present. That's about 10 euros less than the PMDG 737 and about 20 euros less than the Leonardo Mad Dog. Both of them are excellent aircraft, and the Fenix is just as well an excellent aircraft. It looks good, it flies good, even though the hand flying... Well, let's say I probably need to get used to hand flying the Airbus again, because I don't want to say anything about hand flying the plane while I've just done it for a single time. The engine model seems a little interesting. It does not quite seem to be as good as, for example, the FSLabs engine model used to be. And my biggest point of critique is the sounds. And that's not just because it called me a retard for the past 10 minutes, but because the sounds, the engines seem very prominent, and I don't remember that from being in the actual Airbus cockpit. And most certainly because the FSLabs had a pretty good soundscape on the A320, and the Fenix can't hold up to it. The Fenix soundscape, compared to the FSLabs, still needs quite some improvement in a lot of areas. Now, all of that said, how would I consider the value for money? Excellent. The value for money in this airplane is certainly excellent. If you're thinking about getting it, I can wholeheartedly recommend you go for it. Go get it. It's a good airplane. Now finally, do I think it holds up to all the hype we've had around the airplane? And that answer is a definite no. I've seen all those comments in my live streams, in the forums, where people were saying like, is PMDG going to be able to hold up to Fenix? And at least on my very first impression, I would say the Fenix does not hold up to the PMDG. There are areas where the Fenix is better. For example, the lateral navigation, or in Airbus language, the navigation mode. In that terms, the Fenix definitely is better. But other things like the engine model or the sounds, in them PMDG definitely is doing the better job. And in order to give more feedback, I certainly have to do more flights, and I will be doing more flights. So you are going to see the Fenix more often on some live streams of mine. But most definitely, the Fenix Airbus is a good add-on. But seeing how much it's been hyped and how it was praised to be like the add-on, I personally have to say, it doesn't feel like it yet. We'll have to see what's going to happen with future updates, of course. And I'm really looking forward to be back in 1 year's time and do a comparison of what the Fenix is then and what the PMDG is then. And I'm really looking forward to that. Alright, so that's my feedback. Now, let's take a couple minutes to go through some of those questions you have posted on the way, and I'm going to answer a couple of them. But it's not going to be too long because I'm on standby duty tomorrow, so I need to go to bed rather soon. So I've seen one comment by Michael up there that or on the flap settings, both takeoff as well as in landing. First of all, on takeoff, Michael asked, isn't flap 1 plus F the normal takeoff flap setting in the Airbus? And depends on the operator. I know that, for example, in Swiss, they are usually using flaps 2 because of tail clearance, as it makes tail strike a little bit less likely. And I let my EFB calculate the optimum setting for me. So it said optimum setting was flap 2, so that's why I used flap 2. And for the landing, flap 3 and full are both certified, so if the runway is long enough and if the weights allow for it, then I don't see any reason not to use flap 3 on the landing, just like we're using 30 on the 737, rather than 40. So one question that got repeated a couple of times is, are there enough differences between the fly-by-wire A320 and the Fenix A320 to be worth it? I think at the price point where we are in the Fenix, at £50 or 60 euros, I would say yes, there are. The model seems to be quite ahead of the fly-by-wire, and overall the avionics are just a lot better. And it has all those uplink functions as well. I have to get more into what all the Fenix uplinks can do, but if it's anywhere close to the FSLabs, and it does seem to be, then I would say that, yeah, it probably is worth paying the extra money. And of course it's not a Neo, so keep that in mind. So, the next question here, someone's saying, in my opinion, the PMDG was also overhyped for a port. Still no improvement-wise compared to P3D versions, for example, LNAV, to be fair. For that I have to say that the PMDG is not actually a port. Of course, some parts have been taken over, the LNAV model definitely is one of them. But a lot of the systems actually have been redeveloped, and most certainly almost all of the systems are further improved over the P3D version. So there is a lot of bug fixing in the background as well, and it's not a simple port. However, nonetheless, to get back, was the PMDG overhyped? I can't quite comment on that, because I have not seen too much of a hype of the PMDG. Of course, I know what's been going on in the PMDG forums, but if I compare the PMDG forums hype with all the hype that's been going on for the Fenix in the discords in not only the developer's own forum, which I believe didn't even exist at the time, but also in other forums, and people have just in all places have been going like, yeah, this is going to be the new definite go-to add-on and nothing's going to be able to beat this. I haven't seen that with the PMDG. So, I can't comment if it was overhyped. I can comment that there is definitely more improvement needed with the 737, and PMDG is hopefully going to do that. So next question there, would you recommend getting the Fenix A320 with the 737-800 or the 737-700 with the 800? If you're asking me like that, then I would say go for the Fenix and the 737-800. And the reason for that is that both the A320 as well as the 738 are pretty much both together are the most popular aircraft lines in service to date. So if I have the choice between a 737-700 and 800, or between an A320 and the 737-800, then I would definitely go for the A320, because it's just such a different airplane, so it's something more versatile for you as well. Alright, so that is going to cover our Q&A session for today. I will do further streams with the Fenix, so if you are coming up with some questions, I'm probably not the best person to ask them in terms of the Fenix, because, as I told you, this has been my very first flight on it, and I'm an expert on the 737, not on the A320. There are streamers who are real A320 pilots. If you have technical questions, ask them. I can wholeheartedly say it, they will be able to answer your questions better, if they are technical, in terms of how the A320 systems work exactly. If it's just something general about using the aircraft in a simulator, you're more than welcome to ask me. You can ask me the technical stuff as well. I might remember from the time when I've been working with the A320 in P3D times. But, as said, When there is an actual expert available on the topic, like an A320 pilot, then I'm most certainly going to give them the go. And I'm never going to claim that I might know anything more about their aircraft than them. Okay, so somebody is asking, how's the frame rates and the performance on the airplane? Initially, when I first loaded it up for my very first training pattern, then it was pretty horrible. I have already removed toolbar pushback, which apparently seems to be causing severe frame rate issues with the airplane. Sorry for that, guys. And despite it, they were still pretty awful. And that's despite my system, which is really not too bad. However, I think the frame rate can be okay-ish if you reduce your settings, like if you reduce the resolution of the displays and if you make the displays render on the graphic cards rather than the CPU. So that seems to help it a little bit. All in all, I have to play with it a little bit more. The performance does seem to be a little worse than the PMDG. But it doesn't seem to be overly that bad on my system, so I would say it's in nowhere going anywhere to the unflyable range. But it's a little bit worse than the PMDG on my system. So, as Shodan Cat is saying in the comments, the short story is, the Fenix is an excellent product from a brand new development team that has never released something before and is great value for $50. As with any complex add-on, things need to be fixed. Yeah, I do agree with that. I do absolutely agree with it. Alright, so that's going to conclude our Q&A session for today. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm looking forward to see you again on the next stream or video. And if there is anything you would like me to cover in particular, please put it under the comments once the live stream is available in my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again.